Hello, I'm Chris Caudill. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to go and maybe right up on Caudill Gap and a couple other little places and just give you a different view of Letcher County. This is going to be a little show. We're going to try to do maybe some trail hiking in future shows and just different things, but we're going to call it Letcher County Safari. So if you're ready, we'll go. Okay, we're going to go up to Town Hill first and we'll look over into the West Whitesburg area of town here in a minute. This is an old strip job, and they've hauled a lot of coal out of this road. They got some gas wells up here we'll go by and may even see an animal or two every now and then. We'll see bear, deer, coyotes. We see a lot of animals up in here, so we'll just have to take a little ride and wait and see what we'll see.
Let our viewers know, Jim, what kind of vehicle we're traveling in here.
Oh, we're riding in a Polaris RZR. It's a 4-seater. So in the future, we'll take some guests with us, and maybe we'll get some people that's never been in a all-terrain vehicle and take them and see how they like it. So I'm real excited about this little show. I think it'll help Letcher County in a whole, and maybe, you know, with some tourism. So.
Well, I know ever since the government channel's been on the air, you have been encouraging us to do this show, so I'm glad we're finally getting to it, Chris.
Yeah, me too. This is something I love to do. You know, other people, they like to hunt and fish and stuff, and this is what I like to do, and I just want to show everybody, you know, there are something to do in Letcher County, no matter what kind of hobby you have. And we're just going to take a little ride today. We're going to end up at Caudill Gap. We'll learn a little history about that, and just take in some scenery. This machine rides a little better than some of the stuff you've been in, so.
Yeah, the other ones didn't have much of a suspension in them.
Yeah, this one is pretty much made for racing, I guess you would say, but it's the only one of the only ones that has 4 seats in it that you can get out and, you know, and ride comfortable in and not worry about it. They do make them that have 6 seats. They're just a lot bigger and you can't get them to different places. We're going up in 2-wheel drive and high, so this road here it's nothing to drive up on and just keep going.
You ever got stuck in this vehicle yet?
Not in this one. I have in the other ones. That's why before I bring it home, I have a winch put on it. You can't pick this up like a 4-wheeler and get it out of the ditch. You have to tie it to a tree and pull it out. This thing weighs 1,252 pounds without anybody in it.
Gosh.
So that's a lot heavier than a 300-pound 4-wheeler.
How many horsepower does this vehicle have?
This one's got 83 horsepower. It's 800 cc. 4-wheel drive. It's got high and low transmission. It's just made for getting beaten around and looking at everything. And, you know, a lot of people race them. We ain't gonna be racing. This vehicle's not real loud. Some of the other ones are real loud.
Yeah, it's
you can't talk to each other.
Well, I see a little bit of mud and water, but I guess it's not too bad.
No, it ain't too bad today. I've been up here before and the whole road be mud. You come back, you can't tell what color your vehicle is. Come up here with a red vehicle, it comes back brown.
What we got up here?
This is a gas well. I think it's operated by clean gas. You know Richard Brown that has the cornmeal grinder?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, that motor he's got was made back in the early 1900s, but they're still making them. That's what's running this. It runs off natural gas out of this well and pumps crude oil into those tanks.
It's making that same noise.
Makes the same noise. Let's get over here and see if we can see a little better.
He has that at the Mountain Heritage Festival.
Yeah. This one's got a radiator on it and a fan where it runs 24/7. That's why they used those motors back in the early days, because they're pretty much maintenance free, and you just come up and grease them every now and then, make sure they got oil in them, and they're good to go. Pretty neat, I think.
It is.
Too bad there ain't a cornmeal attached to it where we can have a little meal.
You said there used to be coal mines up in here?
Yeah, there was a strip job up here, and we'll pull right up on top of where it was, and we look over into Whitesburg here in a minute. We might see a deer hunter today, Rick.
It is deer season.
Yep.
I just hope that they don't think we're deer.
Yeah, really. Well, we got the big bright red vehicle, so they might see us.
Yeah, that you got that going for us.
Yeah. Look, here's somebody in a Jeep.
A Jeep?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
Howdy, brother.
What we doing?
I'm riding around and enjoying the day.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to go up on Caudill Gap.
That was good. Up to Caudill.
Yep.
And I'd say big birdie up there today, but probably real windy as it is up here.
We ain't worried about the wind.
Don't worry about the wind outside.
That's right. See y'all.
See anybody up there?
Nope, just us. We're the first ones been up that way, looks like.
Ken lives out there, Ken Drake lives out there right there on the
Yeah.
well, Byron, we didn't Byron.
Yeah, we'll ease around them there. See you later.
Hey.
All right.
Well, that shows you the power of a Jeep.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're liable to see that Jeep anywhere up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Look at the ice. It's been cold up here last night.
Oh, man.
I think this morning I got up, it was about, I think it was 24 at my house. I know it's colder than that in other places. That's pretty cold right here in Whitesburg, you know.
Old man winter is here.
Oh yeah. I don't like cold weather, but at the same time I love snow.
When it doesn't impede traffic and make
Right.
things dangerous,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah. When it don't kill your power and all that
that's
stuff.
the worst.
That's the worst part. But you talk about fun, get one of these out in the snow and come up here and run around, and it's a blast.
Now, I know that we have continued to go straight up. Exactly which mountain are we on right now?
We're actually Whitco and Big Cowan. They tie together right up here in this curve. So that right there goes up Big Cowan, and we're still actually on the bypass just right on the other side of the hill here.
Oh, okay.
So we're still right around the Whitesburg area. But if you look to the right there, that out through there is you go up Kingdom Come and stuff like that. That's Cowan Mountain right there. It's coming around to join us right here. Down there's the recycling center. If you can see it down there, those trailers. Let me back up. Put it here, Christopher. See, Rick, right straight down through there. See them over here? You can barely see the trailers through the trees there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
lets us know right exactly where we are.
Yeah, that's right where we're at. Ice, Cowan, Whitco tie, I call it.
And I think it would be safe to assume this is bear country.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw several bear up here. There's one big bear up here. I don't know. You know, everybody sees the bear. Oh, it weighs 400 pounds. You know, it's a big bear. I don't think it hardly weighs 400 pounds. It might weigh 250. And there's a mama bear and some cubs up here. We see every now and then. Be really neat to see some today.
Now, what are the chances that we have mountain lions in this area?
You know, I don't know, Rick. I've heard people say, "Oh, I've seen them," and I've seen them. Me personally, I've never seen them.
They're very elusive.
Yeah. If we do, they'd be very hard to see.
Well, yeah, I think they are nocturnal animals. Also.
Yeah, they are. We've got plenty of bobcats. You know.
Well, I would imagine that a mountain lion's favorite meal would be a deer.
Yeah, deer and elk. I'd say they would love
So
that.
there should be a good chain to supply their food.
Yeah, now there's a lot of elk up here sometime. I actually found a elk shed up here a couple years ago.
Those are pretty big animals, aren't
Yeah,
they?
man, they're huge. Like a horse with antlers, what I call them.
And they're not really afraid of anything.
No, they're not afraid of you. Only thing they're afraid of, I guess, is each other. So, I love to come out and look at them sometimes. They up on that ridge, they stay up on that ridge up there a lot. And then you'll see their tracks where we're going to go out here and look over into Whitesburg. A lot of wild turkey up here too. Here's another gas well. It's got the same kind of motor on it. When I first started riding up here, I guess it's been 18 years ago. You could barely get a four-wheeler through here.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. It was.
Were the gas wheels here then?
No, the gas wheels wasn't here then. They come in, they've made the roads better and wider. And you can get on certain gas roads, you can ride for miles and miles and miles and see a lot of country. They've got this one turned off, their tank must be full.
Buds are flying, folks.
But I got you.
No, you didn't get go. A little bit.
We'll come out with some mud on. We won't be bad.
Well,
The rain. I come up here I guess I come up here Tuesday evening. It wasn't real bad, but then all that rain hit the last couple days here. You know, Wednesday and Thursday.
so for the viewers that are just joining us, Chris, let them know what's going on here.
Well, we're doing a new show. We're going to call it Letcher County Safari. Today we're going to end up at Caudill Hole Gap today. A lot of people's heard of Caudill Hole Gap, and a lot of people really hasn't ever been there. Just like I took a hike to High Rock last fall. It's the first time I've ever been there. I've been here 38 years.
My goodness.
So, we may do a show and take people up there and show them around. There's always something to do. Get out and run around. Today I was down to the rec center for the grand opening down there.
And tell our viewers a little bit about what your impressions are of the rec center. I know we got you a videoed you bowling, and we your best shot there.
For the record, I did make a strike after you put the camera up. I don't bowl, I don't do a lot of different things. I pretty much work all the time, and in my spare time, I'm up here, got my grill going. So.
And for the folks that don't know what you do for a living, please enlighten them.
Oh, okay. I work for the city of Whitesburg. I'm the maintenance supervisor over the water and sewer department. If we have a water leak or something other, that's my job to get people together and go fix it. So I've got a good bunch of guys that work for me and a good bunch of people pull together, and we all get everything done and go on about our business. So cold weather, we'll start having more water line breaks, and we just kind of ask for people's patience. The system is part of the system's kind of old, and we do we put out good water and quality water, but just like any other utility, you have your problems every now and then. So it's not a real big headache to be without water for maybe an hour or two, but it is for a week at a time, so we try to do all we can do to keep everything going.
I know that you have had problems in the past with petroleum getting in the water. What are some of the steps you've taken to avoid that from happening again?
Well, we've got a engineering company. They're working on putting us a new intake in, and it'll pull water from underneath the surface by about a foot and a half. So the petroleum products, if that ever happens again, it won't get into the water system.
It floats on the top.
It floats on the top.
Oh, okay.
So it'll just go on by, and that's going to be a big step. Actually, they're going to start construction on that probably this spring. So the money will be released for the project December the 1st. So.
And that's December the 1st of 2011.
11, yes.
Because we may be playing this video again next year.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, this is gorgeous up here.
Let's see if we can see down here. There's somebody up there. I don't know if we're hunting or what. But right here is, let me pull over here a little closer, Rick. Right here is the extension office.
Hey, let me get out and get a better shot of that.
All right. All right, we're here. We're right above the Letcher County Extension office down, if you can see it down there. And then we got the tennis courts and Westwood, and we got the sawmill up here. This is just like the west end of town, everybody, Westwood and all that. I come up here Christmas Day last year, and snow was all over the ground, and it was really, really nice. It's a nice day to be out doing this. Okay, we're gonna continue on our little safari here. You're looking at Pine Mountain right there. That's what they call up there where the antennas are. They call that Mars. All the antennas. So we're gonna head on out here, Rick.
Truck or something over there.
Yeah, I'd say somebody's probably over there hunting. We don't want to disturb them too bad.
No.
We'll just ease on down here and leave them alone.
You know, Jim is a little concerned about it. So Jim Ward, that is.
Yeah, the county judge, he's tickled we're going to do this and show everybody. And Jim's always, you know, real positive about somebody wanting to show off Letcher County and show people what they are to do and where to go and what to see.
He told me that he would have Pine Mountain Search and Rescue Squad on call.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I've got Paul Miles' cell phone number. Always bring your phone with you when you go out, or tell somebody where you're going. So they know if we don't come back before dark, we're at Caudill Gap somewhere.
Oh goodness.
I'm glad we've got Pine Mountain Search and Rescue. That's really a good asset for the county. Paul Miles and all the rangers and all the volunteers, they do a good job.
Yeah, they've already had several rescues. They've been documented, and they've even helped people in other counties.
Oh yeah, and that's a good thing. We all neighbors. We got to help each other, and that's the great thing about Letcher County and all the people in Letcher County. You know, if something happens, we're there to help each other, and that's a good thing. Tried to get Jim Ward to go with him. He was too busy today.
Yeah, that's his baby down there.
Yeah. He's doing the rec center thing today, so maybe another time he can go with us.
Oh yeah, he'll be happy to.
Yeah. Derek Bartow wanted to come bad today too.
Now, Derek has been putting in a few extra hours, Chris.
Yeah, he's done a good job with the rec center. If anybody, you know, I would encourage everybody to go at least look at the rec center and see what we've got. It's a beautiful building. You got golfing in there, and you can play basketball, bowling like I did. Even you make a gutter ball. It's fun.
Well, one thing we didn't mention is everything there today was free.
Yeah, today it was free. Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't help if you're watching this now.
No, it didn't help. But it's you know, and I looked at the rates down there and all this. They're not bad.
Oh no, they're not trying to make a profit.
No,
they're just trying to sustain.
They're just trying to keep it running, and that, you know, everybody ought to get out and use it. And it's a beautiful facility. It's nice. You go by at nighttime and it's all lit up, everything. It looks pretty good.
All right, now this is the first time we've been going downhill. I'm aware of today.
Yeah, this is one of many first downhill trips. We're actually going. The hospital is kind of up here and around to the left. We'll have to go out through there if you want to look at it.
Okay, sure.
See the hospital area of Whitesburg. We'll end up actually over there where those trailers are, and we'll go all the way down through there to Caudill Gap.
Wow.
And we're just going to cross the valley here in a little bit. It's pretty neat.
Well, you may have seen our little Letcher County promo that we have that talks about settlers coming through the Caudill Hole Gap and
That's where we're going.
looking down and seeing heaven on earth.
Yep.
So they named it.
Kingdom Come.
Ain't that something?
Yes. And it is, it's a really nice view when you get up there. You can see Olive Count, and you see where Kingdom Come starts, and it's pretty neat.
And you are watching the Letcher County Government Channel. And what's the name of the show?
We're going to call it Letcher County Safari.
And this is the pilot episode. This is the very first one.
First time we've done it. Hopefully the first of many. Like I say, we're going to take hikes. We'll take the truck and go visit people. And
I'm totally against the hikes.
you'll love it, Rick.
Could you get one of them segways?
Yeah, we'll get those off-road segways.
Off-road segways.
They make them. They got big tires like
I
this.
just kidding.
No, they make them.
Oh my goodness.
Off-road Segway, and we'll put you on it and strap you on, and we'll take off.
Well, if the show ended right now, it's been worth my time to find out there's an off-road Segway.
Yeah, hey, they've actually got tires like this thing's got on it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, pretty neat. Look at that dog.
What would be the top speed on this vehicle?
Oh, well, I've just had it 2 weeks. I've had it to 72 mile an hour, which I don't recommend anybody doing. I've been riding these things, four-wheelers and off-road vehicles, for about 18 years, so to jump on it and go like that, you better be careful. I'd say top speed would be around 85. We got a little dog here. Look at that guy on that little four-wheeler. He's getting it, ain't he?
That is bad.
That's cool, ain't it? That just shows you don't have to have a big vehicle to have fun. Hey, buddy.
Well, the good thing about that one, if it turns over on
You can pick it up. You can pick it up.
you'll live to tell about
That's right. But see, he's probably rode that from over on Little Count or something to come up here. That just shows you.
Yeah.
You don't need 800 cc's to bring you up here.
it. No. And I thought it was very interesting, the big Jeep that we saw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, there's places like this all over Letcher County. You know, you've got, of course, we can go to the Fish Pond Lake and ride the county trails. And let's see, let me back up here. This is a better view of the hospital. Can you see it there, Rick? This is the hospital and the bypass, and down underneath of us are the baseball fields.
Get my feet fixed here. Okay. So that is, we're in behind it.
We're
Like it's a 2-lane road and then the 4-lane road?
the 4-lane road's right there. The baseball fields are right here.
Oh, so we're behind the baseball field?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're behind the baseball fields. They're right under us here.
I got you. Now I know where I am.
Yeah, the walking track, water plant, upper bottom on the left.
Alrighty, man.
All right, here we go. We'll go up here and turn around. We'll head back out where we're going.
Well, when you come back through and pull me over there a little bit, I might get a better shot.
Okay, I will. You gonna climb the cliff? Not today.
What are them safety ropes?
Yeah.
I don't see none of them.
No, they ain't got no safety net on. Get you over a little closer.
Yeah, that'll work.
How's that?
Yeah, I can do some zooming here.
Yeah, can we pull down maybe away from the trees?
Yeah, come go down about 5 feet. There you go.
There we go. We actually came up here one 4th of July and watched the fireworks. They shot them right down there at the baseball fields, and they were right in front of you when they went off. It was pretty neat.
Alrighty, man.
They blow up right there.
I've got a funny story. You probably know Rachel Greedy.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to go up on top of the hospital and video the fireworks from there. It's late at night, getting close to midnight. She went up there and was waiting on me.
Oh no.
And I changed my mind. Forgot to tell her.
Right here's some elk track. So that's been recent.
Yeah. Bless her heart, she called, and that's get Goose Creek Symphony.
Oh, he couldn't hear you.
I heard it. I don't know what happened. I felt so terrible. I still apologize to that lady every time I see her.
Well, I'll apologize for you when I see her too.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, she recently got a nice award, the Unsung Hero Award.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Rachel's a wonderful person. I like Rachel a lot.
She has been so helpful, Chris, to the government channel. I couldn't tell you.
Well, that's great. I'm glad Jim Ward and the physical court, you know, they decided to do the government channel. I think it's a neat thing. You get to see stuff that like you've never seen, you know.
Well, one of the things that's unique about it is a show like this.
Yeah.
A government channel usually only shows government meetings, and the rest of the time you've got those little billboards that pop up.
Yeah.
But I was really adamant when Jim talked to me about this that we make it more of a government channel / public access channel.
Yeah.
And I think that has really helped with the popularity.
It has. I think it has. I watch it every night before I go to bed. and when I get home, that's usually the first channel I turn to. I turn to channel 98 to see what I've missed, you know.
Well, now you'll get to turn it on and see your show.
Oh, yeah. We'll see how we done. Then we're going to go off. We'll come off on Little Cowan. And then we'll go up and we'll actually be going up on Pine Mountain. And coming off where the old rock quarry was. And then we'll go along the road out through there in that little trail. And we'll come out on Big Cowan.
Now the rock quarry, is that the place they used to call Mars?
No, well,
I'm thinking of the place where Jim Webb's at.
Yep. Jim Webb kind of lives right above the old rock quarry, you know, out up the road a little bit more.
Because the sand's got that red stuff in it.
Yeah, it's neat, yeah. There was actually a sand quarry up there. Did you know that?
No,
I did not know that until, I can't remember who was telling me, but they said that at about the same time they had the rock quarry up on Pine Mountain, there was a sand quarry up there around where Jim Webb lives. And they where that sandstone is so soft, they just grind it up and sell it as sand.
Well, I can believe that. A few years ago, I did a tour of his place up there, and I'd never been and seen anything like that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sand there.
Yeah, it's neat, yeah. I didn't know that. Somebody was telling me that the other day, you know. I thought that was pretty neat little fact. I didn't believe them at first. I don't think they done it for a long time, you know, but they did it for a little while.
Well, I may have my numbers wrong on this, but Magistrate Wayne Fleming took us on a tour of the Dunham Park over there, and they've got a volleyball court.
Right.
And it was something like $20,000 for the sand for that volleyball court.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. When the city of Boxburg had the old sewer plant, they had drying beds, and you would put the material on that drying bed, and it had sand in it. That sand it's a different. They've got all kinds of different grades of sand. They've got it with, looks like little stars. They've got it that's smooth. You know, I didn't know you could order so many different kinds of sand. But a truckload of that sand for a drying bed was an unbelievable amount of money.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it was like, well, to do the whole drying bed was like $50,000 just for sand, you know.
So 20 grand was probably about right.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'd guarantee it. Yeah. This is a fresh gas well here. They just put the concrete around it not long ago. All right, we're going down the hill here, and we'll come out on Little County.
Pretty big pine trees here.
Yeah, there's some big trees back in here.
Where did you go to high school at, Chris?
I went to Whitesburg High School, graduated in 1991. I was born here in Whitesburg. I was raised on Cowan, so I've been on this end of the county a whole lot, you know.
You're a true Letcher County.
True Letcher County. All right, Rick, we're going to head up Pine Mountain. I'm going to put it in low and in four-wheel drive. You just push a button, put it in four-wheel drive like a car.
Can you do it on the fly?
At a certain speed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as your wheels are not spinning. I came up through here the other day, and there was a fella following me on he was actually in front of me on a four-wheeler, and he went up this hill. He got stuck up here, and I had to give him a little nudge to ease him on up the hill.
This doesn't look like a road that's traveled very often.
No, this road is not traveled a whole lot. I didn't know this road was here until about 6 months ago. See the black mark on that rock? That's where he was spinning. And I went up and I just nudged him a little bit, pushed him up and us too.
Now I want to tell you, that was fun.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And I don't even hardly, well, yeah, I can barely see a little bit of a road here.
Yeah, it's hard to follow some trails sometime in the fall because they're closed up with leaves, you know, covered across them. I actually seen a bear here the other day. It was right up there beside that tree, and I've seen a bunch of turkeys here another day. It's just pretty country. We're on Pine Mountain. We're gonna go up to where the old rock quarry was.
So we are certainly elevated currently.
Yes, yes. We're above it all, as they say.
And again, Chris, if you would, let viewers who might just be joining the program in on what's going on.
All right, we're doing a new show called Letcher County Safari, and we're just gonna go different places and highlight Letcher County. And today we're going to end up on Caudill Gap. A lot of people's heard of Caudill Gap, and a lot of people's never saw it, so figured we'd take you there.
And I understand that you have gathered a couple of interesting facts about Caudill Gap.
Yeah, a few little tidbits of Caudill Gap. Caudill Gap's got a lot of history to it. You can get up there, and I think I read it's actually a part of the fault. And you get up there in one spot, and you can see where the rocks are slanting one way, and the other rock is slanting in towards it. So we're going to go up this little hill here.
Oh my goodness!
You want to bring your Jeep up here?
I wouldn't bring my Jeep up here, no. I wonder if that other fella would bring his.
Yeah, he tried, I'd say. His name's Rick too. But isn't this pretty though?
This is gorgeous. Now this, I feel like I'm four-wheeling now.
Yeah, once you tree there. That hurts when it smacks you inside the face.
Yeah, I already wear glasses anyway.
Yeah. Here's another little rocky hill. People on TV probably don't realize how steep this is. It's a pretty good little climb.
It certainly is.
Now this is part of the old rock quarry. There's some people over there. Probably been out hunting. That's John Ray and him. Oh, they're shooting their guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all practicing?
Yep.
Yeah?
We're waiting for war.
Waiting for the war. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be prepared.
You never know.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah, I like it real well.
It's not near as long as I thought it would be.
No.
It's dirty again now.
Yeah, I know. I cleaned it, John Ray, and I got it muddy already. Yeah. We're doing a TV show.
I seen him coming around. I said,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He's already got me dirty, boys.
Got him dirty.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's having a good
Pretty
time.
good shape coming up through there.
No.
I didn't think it was.
What kind of room you got back?
Go ahead, buddy.
I didn't think it was.
Does it go forward any?
No. Well, they do adjust, but you got to take the seat out, and it's got 4 bolts, and you slide it back.
Hey, you got cup holders.
That's a big fancy seat, really.
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw that. That's sweet.
Yeah. Had to get a shoehorn to get you out. No.
That's nice.
It's got pretty good room in it.
That's a real nice machine. Since I've seen them, I just hadn't seen one up close.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun. It goes just as good as my other one did.
Really?
Yeah. You just got to swing curves a little bit wider.
Yeah. Really, it's not that.
Got hung up any?
I mean,
No. Well, I did over in Pig Hollow one time. Got hung up one time. But other than that, I just had to back up and hit it a little bit wider. What's the score of the ball game, guys?
I ain't been
that's a
listening.
football. We
Oh.
basketball.
We don't care, I'll tell you that.
Don't care about the football.
No,
We don't know how bad we're losing.
10-9, we're ahead.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
It's at 2 till
So
the
it's not bad
half.
about coming up a,
Georgia.
No.
I mean, like bottoming out.
No, it's not bottomed out hardly at all.
I figured we're at that a little bit longer.
Yeah, a little bit longer. I'm sure there's places that it will, and I'll probably say we've not done it today, but then we'll get up the hill and we'll do it,
Find it?
Yeah, I might find it, yeah.
Now, where'd you come up?
We'll come up behind John Ray and them's house.
Come up
Yeah,
behind him?
yeah.
So I was
I thought
asking
it
him.
came
I didn't know you
over.
could still ride up to
Does it not come
Yeah.
over? I thought
Not anymore. No, they changed it. There's a tree field. There's a tree field comes straight up, and then you had to come around.
Trailer right there. You
Yeah.
look by it and all that. Is that what
Yep.
Yeah.
Right by that trailer. When I was a little kid, Rick, we used to come up here, and after the quarry closed, and Dad would back a truck up to that hill over there, and there's gravel all up in here.
Yeah.
And we would ride number 4 coal shovels down the hill, and put gravel in the truck, and he'd shovel it on in there, and we'd go home. That was pretty fun.
He was thinking.
Yeah. Hey, we always look forward to coming up here.
Can you get to where they covered over the old?
The old tunnel?
Yeah.
No. Well, they covered it up, but you can't tell it's there now.
That was a shame because that was awesome.
It was. You go way back
Go
in there.
way back,
Yeah.
Scary
Supposed to
way
keep
back
you in
in
there.
there.
Yeah.
gotta keep-
Yeah. You was asking me about mountain lions a while ago.
Yeah.
Dean had an old F-150.
Yeah, and take it back in there. Yeah.
But and I'm telling you, I remember that.
Yeah.
There was some bottles back in there, I swear, from the 30s.
Oh yeah.
Like Pepsi bottles and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's neat back in there. Rick was asking me a while ago if I'd ever seen any mountain lions or anything like that, and I said I've heard of people seeing them, but I've never seen them. But I've heard people say they stay back in that cave.
I've heard that. I've never.
But I don't even think we've got them around here. But
No, I don't think so either.
well, boys, we're going to head on up to Caudill Gap and
All right. Y'all
run
have a
around.
good time, yeah.
All right.
Man,
Pretty
be
day
safe.
for it.
All right, y'all take care. Good to see you. John Ray, you want to ride?
Never know who you'll see up here.
No, there's people. I'm telling you, they're all over the place.
They're actually at a target.
Yeah, they're shooting targets, cans. Yeah, I remember riding down this road in Dad's old truck, going down there and parking. That's after everything was gone, closed. Get a truckload of gravel.
So what direction did they get their pickup truck up here?
They come down this road.
This one right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang. That means they got to go back up this
They got to go back up this road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See right there, they're tire tracks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right up in there is where they covered up where they used to mine the limestone. Back in here and over in here. See up there's
Yep, I can still see.
there's the main road. So we're gonna take her out of 4-wheel drive and we'll ease on out this road here, hit the trail and go around and come out on Big Cowan.
What would you say the temperature is today, Chris?
the house, it was right around 65 degrees. I'd say it's probably about 62 up here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you know, we're getting towards mid-late November. That's a pretty good temperature.
It is, yeah. Today it's a beautiful day. We couldn't have picked a better day to do this. Oh yeah, I about forgot. We get up here and I'll show you where a bear sharpens its claws on a telephone pole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. See, I had, like that trail we just came up, I'd always heard of it, but I'd never really come up this far. And a friend of mine, Steve Mead, he kept coming down the house and he said, yeah, you can just come up that trail. I finally said, well, you got to take me. So he took me up through here, and then he actually showed me this trail out here too. There's a lot of people live up here.
Wow. They've
got the best view in the county.
Big in satellite dishes.
Hey, yeah. They're all real nice people. Live up here. They'll wave at you when you go by and offer you a drink of water if you stop, talk to them.
I'm surprised to see two-wheel drive cars.
Yeah, really. I guess they don't drive those much in the wintertime.
No, they got the four-wheel drives up here.
Oh, yeah.
Rules the roost, looks like.
Yeah. I mean, you look out. Now, Rick, you remember when we stopped at and saw Whitesburg a while ago, the west end of Whitesburg?
Yeah.
Straight this way, right over top of this bulldozer. See that little clearing out there?
Yeah.
That's where we were sitting. Actually, if you'll look real hard, you can see that truck sitting up there on the hill.
All right, I'm going to try to do a little zoom.
Excuse me. So that's the first stop we made. That looked over into where the extension office was, you remember, and all that.
Right.
That's the first stop we made right there.
Doing a little bit of traveling.
Yeah. Come across the valley. Wouldn't you love to live here though and just look out on those hills, and mountains every day? I live in Whitco there, and we live right down in the valley pretty much. You know, I can look out the door anytime and see a mountain, but this is a whole totally different view up here. One thing I'd like to stress too is, you know, if you do come out and ride trails like this, be courteous to the landowners, and you know, most people don't care if you ride, as long as you don't litter. You know,
that is an absolute shame.
Yeah, I hate litter. You know, that's one thing I'm against totally is litter. And most of the time when I ride, I bring a big bag with me and some of those little tongs, and I pick up 2 bags of garbage. You know, like up at
That's not even yours.
That's not even mine. If you bring it with you, please take it out, because I mean it's just an eyesore, and especially in the fall you get to see all that stuff, and you know, just please bring it out if you take it in. We'll head up here and I'll show you that pole.
And you're still in two-wheel?
Yeah, 2-wheel high. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
You can see some hair right in here. That's a pretty good sized bear.
Boy.
He likes to sharpen his claws on that tree.
And how did you notice that, man?
I was actually just rode by one day and I was actually looking for mushrooms. And I come up here and was looking around, looked up, and I said, oh my goodness. And then I started looking around for that bear. But there's a lot of different things like you can see up here like that. So that just goes to show you, he starts down here, goes all the way up. That's a good, what, 6 feet?
That's a big bear.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to see him.
No.
We'll back off here. my reverse skills. I don't know
I
about them.
see some trash over there. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. We've got such beautiful country, and then just to leave it up here like that is just, I don't understand why.
And you know, the Smokies are wonderful, don't get me wrong, but if you really want to go into the mountains, you can access them here so much better.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
can't even get into the Smokies
No.
sometimes. It's so crowded.
Yeah. I mean, this, in the fall of the year, any time of the year, I think we've got just as pretty scenery. You know, the only thing the Smokies has got that we don't is their elevation.
Right.
You know, they're higher. Pretty little stream.
Good. And again, I'll remind the viewers, we're in two-wheel drive.
Yeah. This ain't too bad, Rick. Well, you can put it in four-wheel drive if you want to.
Oh, well, you're the pilot.
You want to drive, Rick? I'll let you drive.
Can you handle this camera, son?
Why, yeah.
We'll save that for our next adventure.
Okay.
I'll be happy today to just be a passenger.
Yeah.
I'm kind of overwhelmed, to be frank with you.
I tell you, you know, I'd say you've never been out on a trail like this, have you?
Never, no. You know, I've had the video, the fish pond trail, and it's got some nice characteristics that I
Oh, yeah.
like. The canopy and different things.
Yeah.
This is more of a rugged, rough trail.
Yeah. And you know, like I say, a lot of people know this is here, and don't have the means to come out and see it. Hopefully, this little show we're doing, Letcher County Safari, will let people know what we've got. You know, we'll have to do one this spring. We'll have to try to find us some dry land fish.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah. I love fungus. My wife hates mushrooms, and
Oh, really?
my sister-in-law, they call it fungus.
Well, technically.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, technically
Yeah,
correct.
they're not eating fungus, they say. My little girl and my little boy, they like it. They like them pretty good. They'll eat them every now and then, if they can get them away from me.
Yeah, I like to put them on a nice salad, or
Oh yeah.
have them sauteed on steaks.
Yeah. Now this is going to bring us out at Dinah Blair Holler on Big Cowan.
Yeah, there's an older couple that lives up there in a cabin I know well.
Yep, you go right by their house. Actually, you don't see their house. You know, they live up on the hill. You talking about Bobby and?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. I think we can see the. Didn't they have a telephone pole with a face on it before they went up the driveway?
Yes.
I think we'll see that.
Okay.
Yeah. They're good people.
Oh my goodness, I had a blast one up there.
Yeah,
that day.
I watched that show you done on them, and I swear they're good people. They're really funny.
You may recall him talking about a bear would come down off the hill a little bit.
Yeah.
You go out and ring the dinner bell to scare it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a little bit too brave for me.
Yeah. I'd rather just sit in the house and watch it.
Yeah.
We've made pretty good time, Rick. It's just about 2 o'clock, so.
Yeah, we'd actually planned to start out a little bit earlier, but we got distracted there by the grand opening at the rec center.
Yeah, and that was a good way to get distracted, you know?
Oh yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Even though I did bowl a gutter bowl. But I did make a strike. I promise I made a strike.
Well, we don't have any video proof of that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that the camera it put a little pressure on you.
Yeah.
As soon as we took it down, you loosened up.
Yeah, that's what it was. Lord, I hadn't bowled in years. kind of felt funny to do it.
I think Jim said that's the first bowling alley we've had since the 60s in this area.
I'd say that's correct, yeah. I'd say that's right. Well, that's the first one I can remember in my lifetime. I was born in 73, so that's the first one I can remember. We've had a couple skating rinks that I remember. That used to be a lot of fun, roller skating.
You were born, I guess you were lucky. You were born just a little bit too early to realize the disco age? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, I missed the disco era. Oh well.
Well, you didn't miss much.
No.
You can only sing Funky Town so many times.
Yeah, yeah. My sister, I never forget, she used to twirl a baton when she was little. She liked that Funky Town song.
Oh no.
Man, she'd get with it with that baton. It was funny.
Well, this looks about like a creek.
Yeah. We had a lot of rain last week. I think we got, what, 3 inches of rain?
Yeah, a gully washer.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm sure back in early 1900s or so, I'd say there's people lived out here. Every now and then you'd see a rock wall build up, you know. Could you imagine back then living out in a place like this?
Yeah, this was such a remote area.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know.
I go back to thinking about the Indians.
Yeah.
Follow the buffalo trails. We did have buffalo in Kentucky.
Yes, we did. That's a good fact that you brought up. I read an article last week about Caudill Hole Gap. And Caudill Hole Gap, the settlers used the bison trail to make Caudill Hole Gap Road.
Another interesting fact.
Yeah.
I told you had some.
Yeah, so that's a good little tidbit of information.
And again, you are watching the Letcher County Government Channel, and this is a pilot show with your host, Chris Caudill. And Chris, give them one more time what we're doing today.
We're out running through the hills, and we're on Letcher County Safari.
Letcher County Safari.
Yes, we're going to highlight Letcher County, get out and look around, and see what we can see, and we're going to end up on Caudill Hole Gap today. A lot of people's heard of Caudill Hole Gap.
Recognizable name.
Yeah, yeah.
I did have more than one inquiry. I was talking to some people about this show this weekend. They wanted to know, are we going to go to Bad Branch Falls?
Yes.
So that's a definite in the future that will be a show.
Yes, Bad Branch Falls is a beautiful, beautiful area.
And that'll be another one where I'll need my all-terrain Segway.
Yes, you'll have to have your Segway with you. Now right here is where Bobby and Georgia live.
My goodness.
So you just came up this way.
Yep.
Yep.
Me and Ked Sanders.
Yep. They got a beautiful home out there.
Yes, we need to revisit that home someday.
Yeah. We may go with you and do a little different kind of story on that.
Yeah, you know, we were up there for a few hours, but they just had so many things. We didn't have time to show
Well,
them.
you know, and it's like any of our senior citizens here in the county. They're a wealth of information. You know, there's one lady who lives on Cowan. She's 90, I think she's 97, 98 year old. She still uses a weed eater. and you know, she taught me how to make lye soap.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and she can make homemade hominy. I'd never seen that done. That's an interesting process. So, yeah, we'll have to try to. I guess Letcher County Safari would be more of like a history and a spotlight of Letcher County.
Well, the good thing about your show, Chris, is you don't have any boundaries. You can do anything you want to with it.
Yeah. You know, we've talked about this for about 6 months. Hi, fam.
I'd say a lot longer than that, more like a year.
Yeah, I guess it has been a year. Yeah. I stay so busy, I lose track of time.
And you were still working for some other water company.
Yeah, that's when they were still in town. Yeah, I guess it has been a year.
kind of called each other's bluff for a while there. But
Yeah, we'd talk about, oh yeah, we'll do it, and then we'd just go on about our business.
And we were at the Whitesburg City Council, I guess, the other night.
Yeah, we just finally said, let's set a date and we'll do it.
Yeah. So here we are.
And here we are. You know, we'll have some guests on the show with us. I like to try to find some people that's never been on one of these things and never been in the hills. Kind of like you. I mean, this is pretty much your maiden voyage on a trip like this.
Absolutely.
And it's not bad.
No.
You know, just take your time and ease along and look at everything we've got. So.
And you know, those of us who do not have an ATV, and I'm included in that, we're like, well, we can't get there.
Yeah.
Well, it sure didn't stop the pioneers. They just walked right up
Just
there.
imagine taking a horse and a buggy where we've been today. Just imagine taking a horse and buggy up Caudill Gap.
Now, yeah, you say that, and that's really a light way of saying it. I mean, they had to carry all their supplies.
Oh yeah, I've got a little story to tell you about that too when we get up there.
I won't jump ahead of you.
Yeah, so. All right, Rick, we're here at Caudill Gap Road. We're gonna go all the way up to the top of the mountain. You got to think, back in the late 1800s, early 90s, this was the only way you had to get to Virginia. All right, now it would take them the average trip was like 3 to 4 days, and that was with good weather. If it snowed, it would take up to 7 days. I've read different things that people would leave, and when they got back home, a loved one would have already passed away, and they'd already been buried by the time they got back.
Oh man!
And they went across this thing with a horse and buggy. Well, actually mules. They used mules because they're a little bit stronger to pulling up a mountain. They had a team of mules, and there was a man, Mr. Richardson. He was a freed slave. I think his first name was Daniel, I think. He lived up here on the mountain, had a farm, and he would help people pull their wagons up the hill. You know, he had a team of mules. And
now, is this the Daniel that Clyde Stanley and Doc Frazier sung about?
Yes, it is. It's in that song. Same guy. He lived up here, and he would board people. You know, like if they come and they were wore out, and it'd probably take them a day to get down this mountain. They would stay up there overnight, and he would have a place for their animals and put the people up in they let them sleep in his house or in his barn. But
and that was a common practice in those days.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, we got the luxury nowadays. We can get in a vehicle like this, and we can be up to the top of the mountain in 15 minutes. You know.
And now, what was their purpose for crossing the Caudill Gap?
They went over to Virginia, and they would buy salt, flour, and just supplies.
In other words, if they couldn't grow it, they get over here, they'd have to go.
They had to go get it.
Okay.
If whatever they couldn't raise to eat, or farm or whatever, they would have to go over here and get it. There was actually a guy coming back across the mountain, coming down this side, and his wagon got away from him.
Oh no!
And he had like, I don't know how many barrels of flour. When they went and got flour, they get it in barrels. They get salt in barrels and everything in barrels. Well, he wrecked that wagon. He got away from it, come down the mountain, and that flour spilled all over the place, and the wind blew it, and they said it looked like a snowstorm in July. So that's a lot of flour.
Yeah, they didn't need to buy a 5-pound bag of it. They wanted to get all they could, so they had to come back for a while.
They'd get it to last them a year. Most of the time when they come over, families would come to buy it for themselves, and then there was a store down here. I can't remember the name of that store, but they would send people over to buy supplies too, where they could sell it to people that didn't have wagons and stuff. So, but flour, 55-gallon barrel of flour would be really heavy, and you put about 10 of those on a wagon and try to come off of here. The only thing in front of you is mules.
Gravity will get the best.
Gravity will get the best of you. They would actually, there were stories of people actually cutting trees down and tying behind their wagon and letting that tree slow them down as they come down the hill by pulling it down the hill. Uh-oh. Be on alert for Jimmy McIntosh. You know that fella, don't you?
Yeah, yes.
There's his vehicle. He's up here somewhere.
We're liable to see a horse.
Yeah, maybe. Or just a wild man running through the hills. Jimmy McIntosh, a good friend of mine. I've known him for years. He's been very adamant on the horse trail up in here.
Yeah, what's that called? The
Pioneer Horse Trail, I think. I can't remember. I've not gotten to talk to him a whole lot about it here in the last little bit. But
I know they've had a lot of hoops of fire to jump through.
Yes, they have. You know, that's another thing Letcher County is going to have is a horse trail. So that's really, really good. I love to live up here too. Now we're going to get to a little bit slower crawl up through here. Look at all the rock walls people built back then.
Goodness gracious.
Neat, ain't it? People just joined us. You're watching Letcher County Safari. I'm Chris Caudill, the host. We're just out running through the hills today. We're going up Caudill Gap Road right now. A lot of people's heard of Caudill Gap. Nobody saw it. A lot of people's not saw it. So thought I'd give you an opportunity to come with us today and ride up through here and see what everybody had to, what an obstacle it is, you know. I mean, you imagine taking a wagon up through here. It's just unreal.
So this literally is the trail.
This is the trail, yeah. Like I said, you know, the settlers back then followed the bison trail and made all this road. You can see more up here. You know, I'm sure there's been different ways made in the past. This is probably not the main trail that they've done, but I'd say up closer to the top where it's solid rock, this is probably the same one the pioneers traveled, which I think is pretty cool.
It is. This is the first settlers of Letcher County come through here.
Yeah. One of the first people who came over here actually came from North Carolina, I believe, and come over here and built a place in Caudill Gap and stayed here a few years and went back and then come back. So he traveled a lot. I'd say this is probably part of some of the original road here. Just imagine taking a wagon and going off that hill right there.
Yeah, I've been looking over. I'm getting a little nervous.
Yeah, don't be nervous.
I trust you, Chris.
Yeah, if you go, I go with you, Rick.
That's the main reason I trust you. You're strapped into this thing with me.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Whoa.
A lot of rock up here.
Man.
This is solid rock. I mean, this is the cliff. I mean, right here. So
This has to be the original trail.
Yeah. At least I like to think it was, you know.
Oh, man.
What happened?
The mic jack come out.
Uh-oh.
All right, we're back on.
All right. May have lost us there for a little bit.
If you lost audio, the microphone jack came unplugged
Yeah.
as I was trying to hang on to the camera.
I think I scared you a little bit, Rick. And we're not even doing 5 mile an hour.
This is rougher than a night in jail.
Yes, it is. It's pretty rough. This big rock, I always like this big rock because you can look at the top of it and see where the rain and the raindrops has beat it. Look at that.
My goodness.
The power of water is amazing, my friend.
And that means that rock's been there more than a week.
Yes, sir. That rock's been there quite a while. Yes. Look up here,
Maybe
Rick.
a quarter mile down through there is where they live.
Look up here.
Gosh.
Isn't that pretty?
Norman Rockwell should come up here.
Yeah. A little rough right there, Rick. We got through it though.
I suspect that wasn't your first time going over that.
No.
But in moments on this, you're like, where is the road?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get a little lost, a little sidetracked. Now, I did put it in 4-wheel drive for this part. Probably didn't really need to, but a little bit better to
I feel
ease.
better.
Yeah, ease your mind a little bit. If the judge was with us, he'd probably say, "Oh, go on." Then again, he maybe said, "Let me walk."
Now, if you want to drive,
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you need to get out and let me drive.
have you had this vehicle up here yet?
No, this is its maiden voyage to come up here.
Seems to be handling it rather well.
Oh yeah. Like I say, just take your time, leave alone. You can go about anywhere.
To the viewers, I do not know how long we were unplugged on the audio, but again, we do apologize.
Yeah,
It's all Chris's fault.
it's all my fault. I shouldn't have run over that one rock.
Yeah.
And if they did miss anything, we're on Caudill Hole Gap. I know everybody's heard of Caudill Hole Gap, so I just thought I'd bring you along with us today and show you what we got to offer here in Letcher County. You know, I know a lot of people ride these trails and everything. You know, you need to take care of it. People don't say a whole lot to us here in the county, you know, for getting out and riding, and you need to take care of everything we've got, not litter. Can't stress that enough. Then one good thing you got to think of, Rick, we had a flat. I've got stuff to fix it with.
What have you got?
Well, whenever we go out, we always like to take a little air compressor or a pump, and you plug it into a cigarette lighter, or you can just take a regular pump with you. A plug kit. Now, a couple times I've been out and I've actually cut a hole in the side of the tire.
Oh no.
Yeah, I tried to plug it and it didn't hold. I had some of those little stretchy bungee cords.
Yeah?
I cut a piece of it out and put it in there, and it held till I got back home.
So you didn't have to call the Pine Mountain Search and Rescue?
No, no. You want to ride a grapevine, Rick?
I think we're about to.
Yep. Now this right here is coming up on some of my favorite parts of this little trail. It's all, look at all the rock, you know. Rock, it's just, Pine Mountain is just big rocks, you know, all it is, just a big rock. It's just pretty neat that people actually come up here and made this road and
Gosh.
took a wagon up through here. And I would say, you know, it was probably not in much better shape back then. I'm sure it's washed out some, but I'd say it was still pretty rough.
No doubt. I mean, this is a narrow space here.
Yeah. And you know, I know some of that slid off, you know, and it's blocking some of the road. But
I had to do a lot of maintenance.
yeah. Down in here's a good view of Cowan. We're pretty much, if we run off the road here, Rick, we're in trouble.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Go straight down right there, buddy.
Oh wow.
A lot of fun though. Woo. It wouldn't be fun to go off of that.
No, no. I will start working out a little bit more on that rock climbing wall though.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's neat, ain't it?
Man, that is special.
We've got a 3-story rock climbing wall. And right here is the one I was talking about a while ago. They said it sits on a fault. It's got a whole gap. You see how those rocks over there are angled in towards the stream there, to the valley?
Yeah.
Well, these rocks here are kind of angled the opposite way. So, I'm not a geologist. We come unplugged again?
Yeah. But I got to thinking, even when I unplug it, these mics up here are working.
Yeah. I'm not a geologist, but this right here, they say this is on a fault. So, I'll take their word for it. It's pretty neat. You know, Pine Mountain sits at an angle anyway, but right here it's got 2 different angles coming together.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's part of the thing we crossed?
Yeah, that's the stream coming down the hill. Everybody's learned a little bit of history today. We've got the privilege of having the internet. We can get on and look at different things and read up on some of the history here in the county. That's how I found my information out, and then I found some information out from people telling me stories. So
there's one thing about the internet, you're not going to be able to get this shot on there.
no, absolutely not. Now Caudill Gap does go up to Little Shepherd Trail. It is illegal to ride ATVs on Little Shepherd Trail. Well, we can ride up to it here, and there's a trail that goes off the other side. It comes out over there around the Old Scotia mines, and you can go up Black Mountain and go up to Lynch and sit right beside the big FAA tower up there.
My goodness.
So we may have to do that one day. We'll go down here, Rick, and this will conclude our show. We've come up Caudill Gap. Hope y'all had a good time. Thank you for watching the show today. Letcher County Safari. I'm your host, Chris Caudill, and Rick Hall's along with me today. We ask you to please don't litter, and God bless.